I want a real fight. So he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So there's no reason to make excuses of that.
Like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather, and he can tell you that himself. You're gonna have to take. It's gonna have to take the whole room together. You're gonna have to put the whole world in the ring to beat me. I'm the best.
Today, to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd.
Manny Pacquiao erupted at Floyd Mayweather during a live interview with Stephen Smith, shocking the boxing world. The fighters were reportedly on ESPN's First Take to discuss their September 19th rematch, but tension escalated when Manny challenged Floyd for calling it an exhibition rather than a professional fight. Viewers say the atmosphere was tense from the start, with both fighters facing each other while Stephen A. struggled to moderate one of boxing's most intense confrontations.
Exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight
Reports say Stephen A. Smith began by asking Floyd Mayweather about his recent comments at Caesar's Palace, where he called the fight an exhibition. Floyd reportedly smiled and responded casually, saying, "Yeah, it's just an exhibition to entertain the fans. Nothing serious." Viewers say Manny interrupted mid-sentence, and the mood instantly shifted, his tone exploding as he said, "You signed 3 contracts, Floyd, 3 different dates. You took my money as advance payment. Now you sit here and lie."
Am I saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight?
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract we signed it.
Sources say Floyd Mayweather reacted defensively, initially laughing it off and telling Manny to relax since they are both getting paid. But Manny wasn't having it. People close to the interview report that he pulled out documents from a folder and slammed them on the desk, saying October 24th, November 6th, December 14th. 3 contracts you signed, Floyd. All say professional. Fight. All have your signature. You want to lie? Here's the proof. Viewers noted that Floyd's smile vanished completely.
In competing and being the best, I'm not here to talk about what you did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about what nobody else did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about your personal life. When we talk about, what's going on inside that square circle.
Stephen Smith reportedly jumped in to clarify which contracts Manny was referencing. Sources say Manny explained that Floyd signed agreements with MP Promotions, Netflix, and the CSI Sports on 3 separate dates, all specifying a sanctioned professional bout at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Manny reportedly stated, "Every contract says professional boxing match. Not one says exhibition." Floyd had received advance payments for all 3 agreements and now wanted to change the terms. Viewers noted Floyd appeared visibly uncomfortable as Manny laid out the timeline. Insiders say Floyd's response focused on the word entertainment, reportedly saying, "At our age, this should just be entertainment for the fans. Nobody wants to see 2 old fighters trying to kill each other."
Punches like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to get the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event. And people from all around the world.
Sources say Manny immediately fired back, saying, "Speak for yourself, Floyd. I'm 47 years old, and I just went 12 rounds with Mario Barrios for a world title. I'm not old and I'm not scared. You're the one who's scared of losing that 0. Viewers noted that the personal nature of Manny's attack shocked everyone, and Stephen A. Smith's energy reportedly spiked. Witnesses say Stephen directly asked Floyd, "Floyd, did you or did you not sign contracts specifying a professional fight?" Sources claim Floyd hesitated before replying that the contract were open to interpretation and his team was reviewing them. Insiders report Manny exploded again, saying open to interpretation. "Your signature is open to interpretation. You took advanced money. That's not interpretation. That's theft. If you don't honor the contract."
In terms of whether this is a real fight or an exhibition, but really that's really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently on the actual agreed upon terms of the
conversation. Then shifted to Floyd's 50 record and its significance. Sources say Manny accused Floyd of trying to protect his undefeated record by calling the fight an exhibition, so a loss wouldn't count officially. People close to the interview report Manny said, "You're afraid, Floyd. I'm better now than in 2015. My shoulder was torn and I still gave you problems. Now I'm healthy and you're terrified." Viewers noted that Floyd's body language changed completely. He leaned back in his chair and crossed his arms defensively.
From 8 figures all the way to 9 figures that I'm able to get for exhibitions. And so why would I go out there and risk, fighting a top fighter when I can get the same amount of money for it?
Floyd's counterattack targeted Manny's age and recent performances. Insiders say he pointed out that Manny fought to a draw with Barrios, questioning if Pacquiao is still in his prime. Reports suggest Manny immediately fired back, saying, "I was 46 fighting a 29-year-old world champion, and most people thought I won. You're 49 fighting nobody except YouTubers and exhibitions. We are not the same, Floyd." Sources claim the studio audience reacted audibly to Manny's comeback.
You better than Floyd. You know why? That's good. That's motivation for the fighter. You can tell him that, but deep in his heart.
Stephen A. Smith then asked about the financial implications, according to viewers. Reports suggest he mentioned that Manny's promoter, Jasm Thor, publicly stated Floyd was in breach of contract. Sources say Floyd finally showed emotion, raising his voice and saying, "Breach of contract? I made this fight happen. Without me, there's no money, no Netflix deal, no fee. Manny should be grateful." Insiders report that Manny stood up at this point, forcing Stephen A. to physically position himself between the fighters.
About this. Like Netflix, which is throwing its resources behind it, which is putting a bunch of money into it, which is arranging reportedly for the Sphere to be the venue of choice for this fight. I gotta believe that Netflix is expecting...
Manny's response while standing was reportedly the most intense moment of the interview. Viewers say he pointed directly at Floyd and said, "You need this fight more than me, Floyd. You're the one with money problems, lawsuits, debt. You took advance payment because you're desperate. I don't need your money. I need to beat you and prove I'm the better fighter." Sources report that security staff began moving closer as the confrontation escalated.
He's undefeated, and then this is give me more encouragement, motivation to work hard, like what I did before. And my
Floyd stood up to match Manny's intensity. Insiders say he said money problems. "I'm Floyd Money Mayweather. I've made over $1 billion. You think I need you?" Sources report that Manny immediately brought up Floyd's recent lawsuit against Showtime, where he claims is owed $340 million, and said, "If you're so rich, why are you suing for money you claim you're owed? Why did you take advance payment on our fight? Rich people don't need advances." Floyd. Viewers noted that Floyd had no immediate response, okaying this fake instead of real.
Why? I'm traveling the world on my jet, making millions every month, not worried about nothing. And then when I see it's a chance for me to do a heist, a quick...
Stephen A. Smith tried to steer the conversation back to the fight. Reports say he asked what would happen if the contract dispute couldn't be resolved. Sources claim Floyd said is willing to do the exhibition and split the money evenly regardless of the outcome. Insiders say Manny's response was firm. "No exhibition, only a professional fight. I will not participate in fake boxing. Either put your 50-0 record on the line like a real champion, or cancel the fight and return the advance money you took."
If he's scared of Manny and does not want to put the record on the line in a professional boxing match, not only should he have never executed these agreements, but he should have just come right out and said.
Manny, the legal implications then became a major topic. Sources say Stephen A. asked Manny if he plans to sue Floyd for breach of contract. Reports indicate Manny said his legal team is reviewing all options, but he prefers that Floyd honor the signed agreements. Insiders report Manny stated, "I don't want to sue Floyd. I want to fight Floyd professionally and beat him. But if he refuses to honor contracts he signed and took money for, then yes, legal action is absolutely on the table."
Multi-billion-dollar company officially announced that this would be a real fight.
Floyd's response centered on protecting his legacy. Sources say he explained that at 49, his legacy is secure and he doesn't need to risk it. Insiders report. He said, "My legacy is 55 weight divisions. Billionaire. Why would I risk that against Manny when we can just entertain people and both get paid?" Viewers noted that Manny's face showed complete disgust at this answer.
Champions.
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights,
Yes, you did.
who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
Manny then brought up their 2015 fight and his shoulder injury. Reports say he told Floyd, "You got lucky in 2015. My shoulder was torn. You saw me after the fight. I could barely lift my arm. Now I'm healthy. And you want to call it an exhibition because you know the real result will be different." Sources report that Floyd dismissed it, saying the shoulder excuse has been used for 11 years and nobody believes it anymore. Insiders say this only made Manny angrier.
Not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around, no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited. And
Stephen A. Smith asked both fighters about their training camps. Sources say Floyd admitted he hasn't been training seriously, believing this was just an exhibition. Reports indicate Manny revealed he's been in full training camp with Freddie Roach for 6 weeks, preparing for a real professional fight. People close to the interview report. Manny said, "I'm training like this is the biggest fight of my life." Floyd's been partying and doing exhibitions. That tells you everything about who's serious and who's scared.
Maybe a Conor McGregor.
no, I don't like exhibition. Like I want if Mayweather is my opponent, I don't like exhibition. Like I want fight. Like there's a decision.
The conversation then shifted to Netflix and the Sphere venue. Insiders say Stephen A. noted that Netflix announced the fight as professional and the Sphere is marketing it as their first professional boxing match. Sources report Stephen A. asked Floyd how he plans to explain changing the terms to Netflix. Floyd reportedly said his team is discussing with all parties and that everyone will be satisfied with the final arrangement. Viewers said Manny shook his head in disbelief. Manny's promoter, Joe's Matha, was also disgusted. Sources say Stephen A. referenced Matha's ESPN interview where he accused Floyd of breaching the contract by calling it an exhibition. Viewers claimed Floyd tried to discredit Matha as just a promoter making noise. Insiders report Manny defended Matha aggressively, saying, "Joss, Matha represents me and speaks truth. He has all the contracts, all the signatures, all the proof." Floyd signed 3 separate agreements. That's not noise. That's facts backed by legal documents.
Is an exhibition, but according to the reports, Pacquiao and Netflix were under the impression that it was a real fight that would count. Like if Floyd won, he...
Then Floyd brought up Manny's political career, questioning his focus. Reports suggest Floyd said, "Manny's busy with politics in the Philippines. He doesn't have time to train properly for a real fight anyway." Sources claim Manny responded immediately and sharply. "I lost elections, Floyd. I'm not in politics anymore. Boxing is my full focus. What's your excuse? You're busy with exhibitions against people who aren't boxers because you're afraid of real fighters." Viewers noted that the personal attacks kept escalating. Stephen A. Smith asked about Floyd's scheduled Mike Tyson exhibition. Insiders say he questioned how Floyd could do an exhibition with Tyson while claiming the Pacquiao fight is also an EHI2 exhibition. Reports indicate Floyd said these are separate deals with different promoters. People close to the interview say Manny jumped in. "Your Tyson fight is in May. Our fight is September. You have 4 months between them. You're doing multiple exhibitions because you need money, Floyd. Just admit it and stop lying about our contract." The conversation then turned to betting odds and public perception. Reports suggest Stephen A. noted that markets initially favored Floyd, but odds shifted toward Manny after the exhibition controversy. Sources say Floyd dismissed the betting odds, while insiders report Manny used them to make his point. "Even gamblers know you're scared, Floyd. That's why the odds moved. Everyone sees you trying to protect your record by making this fake instead of real.